Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to all of our witnesses for being here today. As we hold this hearing on public safety communications, we are only 2 days away from the 24th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And when those planes hit those towers, the communications, emergency and otherwise, went down immediately. New Jersey also uniquely is subject to many national weather phenomena, whether it was Superstorm Sandy, Hurricane Irene, Ida, and so many others that have hit New Jersey since 2001. So we are uniquely aware as citizens that we need to make sure that all of our communications are secure, redundant, and whether they be the broadband, whether they be AM radio, whether they be whatever the next generation of telecommunications it is, we need to make sure that the communications between the people who are going into harm's way to protect our fellow citizens, or the communication, or the families at home who are being impacted, the small business as well. We need to make sure that they have information quickly and accurate information as well. And as we're looking about how we reevaluate and update these emergency communications and public safety communications, we need to make sure that the authorities are dynamic and responsive, and we need to make sure that the needs of the first responders are central to these missions. And one of the primary concerns I hear from first responders in my district is about the importance of interoperability. And having been a volunteer firefighter and an EMT myself, I would suspect that if you polled the room of firefighters, police officers, and emergency medical professionals as well, that they would want to make sure that there's a product that's reliable, that fits the budget, and is compatible with the equipment that they may already have. So, Sheriff Dicus, as we continue to improve our public safety communications, what can we do to make sure that we're keeping our primary focus on the needs of the first responders who are already having to do more with less?
So we're talking about basic communication, and I like how you started with what happened on September 11th. Out of a lot of those studies, those local, state, and federal were not communicating. So that's talking on a face-to-face basis, of course, and now we're talking about that interoperability question you asked. So whether we're talking about a legacy system, an 800 megahertz system, there are technologies that, as my colleague Dr. Fontes has said, IP-based, that allow those systems to communicate with each other. More importantly, automatically, so that the first responder doesn't have to change to a repeater or something along those lines, and those technologies exist. Being able to fund those, FirstNet having that common picture in terms of broadband, those are critical to allow the folks to do their job really seamlessly without having to think twice about how to make those connections themselves.
Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Mr. Newton, during the attacks on September 11th, communication networks were either knocked out completely or they were quickly overloaded, resulting in complete communications breakdown. How have priority and preemption increased your ability to respond to large-scale emergencies and maintain situational awareness among first responders?
Specifically with the features of priority and preemption. Priority means that we will continue to have access to this advanced data, the streams of video, and the information that we need to make good decisions, as well as preemption or ruthless preemption. Whereas short of it being a 911 call, our call is more important than whatever else is going on there. And that's what it allows us to do. It allows us to make those links. It allows me to call for help and say, I need these resources to come help me manage this incident.
Thank you. And Sheriff Dicus, in your testimony, you mentioned land mobile radio. Can you discuss how your department uses land mobile radio, and do you believe that mobile provider services will replace land mobile radio?
So as of right now, and this is always a technological argument in public safety circles, you need both, because you can't depend on one or the other, at least at this point. Someday, as FirstNet and things advance, we may be able to rely on them, but right now in a county the size of San Bernardino and what many sheriffs deal with these large counties, it is a better position to have both.
Thank you all for your time, your insights, and for making the time to be here today. I yield back.